asked the Minister in March. He said that nothing was changing at that time. And I've been contacted by a few constituents who have got concerns because they've received a letter out of the blue, to be honest, and they're concerned as to what it's about and what the situation is.
Now, Minister Cregeen's answer in March, I think it talked about there being a consultation if there was to be any change. So does it seem that hasn't happened?
Certainly that's the impression that I'm picking up. But obviously, I'll see what he says about that. So
there has been this ongoing dispute with unions. There's all sorts of talk about the education bill. Does it seem that things just aren't getting done in education at the moment?
I would have to say that I'm concerned that this has come along at the same time as everything else that's going on, and sometimes that's when things happen, and it can just be, we bring this in at the same time. I think there is a lot of turmoil in education. I've never seen. It's unprecedented, really, what I've seen in education, having worked within education for 20 years, and I have concerns. I really do have concerns.
You also have a question about inpatients' personal cash. Is there a particular concern in that area?
Again, I've been contacted by a constituent, that's had a concern. So I thought, actually, what is happening here? They did try to raise the issue, and that they weren't comfortable with the response. So I think we do need to have on record for the public that if they have got any members of family or relatives that are an inpatient, as to what the process is for them.
How important is that peace of mind for an inpatient to know exactly what's going to happen to their property when they're in hospital?
I think it's really important. Obviously, people aren't well at the time, and we need to make sure that they don't have any of these any other stresses. The most important thing is to make sure that they get back to to be as well as they can be.
Is there a specific concern over the security, or is this just for general clarity?
It's general clarity. That's how the question's been raised to me. So, and when you can't actually get a straight answer, I think, we need to make sure that there is something in place for the people of the island.
Okay, and your third question is about work permits, specifically temporary work permits within hospitality. Is there a particular concern within the hospitality sector about this?
No, it's obviously... we get the employment figures, and the stats are published, and there was 5% unemployed within the hospitality sector on the island. So I have questioned previously about the temporary work permit situation. I didn't actually vote for it to be relaxed because I didn't see there was a need. It probably is helping the sector, but I just want to make sure I'm following up on it, really, from when it was implemented, to see, is it working, and if it's effective, is it something that is still required? And I think yes, it is, because there's 5% unemployment in the sector, and should we be looking at our own people and training them if they're not suitable for the positions that a temporary work permit is being granted for? So.
Have you had much feedback from local businesses, though? Is it working for them?
I think most of the businesses would say yes, it is. I'm not sure, where they get their employees from, or whether they go to pools or whether they go to employment agencies and that. But my concern is the people on the island that are unemployed in that sector, and if they're available for work through these figures. And the figures that are reported in the employment, it's not the International Labour Organisation figure that people really look at. I think it was 300 and something that we're saying is unemployed, but that ILO figure is actually significantly higher, up in I think it's 777, something like that. So there's something not adding up to me, and I want to make sure that if there is unemployment in a sector, why are we still giving work permits out?
Because we have just had the unemployment figures out for the last month, and they are slightly up. Are you generally concerned about the unemployment rate?
I am. I just, when you hear of everything's booming, and the Chief Minister in his State of the Nation speech says about construction, it's booming. One of the highest figures in them recent employment statistics was construction. And I'm like, how is it booming when we've got so many people unemployed in that sector? So there's clearly an issue. I think we can be doing, as an island, more training for the people that are currently unemployed in these sectors. And I don't want to hear the argument from people that they say some people aren't employable. Everybody deserves an opportunity, and if that means that we should be training them to make sure they can work in these sectors that they're already skilled in, we should be doing it.